The room was dimly lit, the heavy curtains drawn to block the midday sun. Around the table sat a dozen of men. Their expressions were steady and cold. They were the key figures in Jungkook's organization. Each one plays a different but important role. At the head of the table sat Jungkook, his presence commanding and authoritative. Dressed in a tailored black suit, he exuded an air of power and control. His dark hair was slicked back, and his eyes, sharp and observant, missed nothing. Now we need to discuss the recent developments in the Northern Territory. It seems our rivals are becoming bolder. We cannot allow them to encroach on our territory without consequences. His deep voice broke the silence. One of the men, who has a scar running down his cheek, leaned forward. We have increased our patrols, but they are getting more aggressive. We need to send a stronger message. Jungkook nodded. Agreed, but we have to be precise. We can't afford unnecessary bloodshed. We need a great strategy to break down their operations and send a clear-cut message. Any suggestions? He said, looking around when a muscular man got up, adjusting his glasses. He cleared his throat before speaking. I suggest we target their supply lines, cut off their resources, and they will have no choice but to back off. I can arrange a discreet operation to take out their main warehouse. Jungkook considered this while tapping his fingers on the table. That could work, but we need to ensure that no innocent lives are caught in the crossfire. Plan it carefully and report it back to me with details. The conversation continued, and they seemed to be discussing on some important matter. The whole room was filled with serious tension when suddenly the door wide opened. All the heads turned and eyebrows raised to see who dared to interfere in between an important meeting when they all saw you. Jungkook frowned, getting a little confused after seeing you here. Hwaein, what are you doing here? His voice was a little softer than earlier in the meeting. Without a word, you crossed the room and made your way straight towards Jungkook. The tension in the room increased. All the men looked at each other with a mix of curiosity and unease. Jungkook rose from his seat as you reached him, but without any hesitation, you sank into his lap, burying your face in his neck. The room was pin-drop silence, and the surprise was clearly visible on everyone's face. They were surprised by your audacity and Jungkook's calmness when you disturbed such an important meeting. Jungkook would have never been this calm if there was someone else in your place. Jungkook wrapped his arms around you carefully. He was confused by your actions and also worried. I'm sorry, I wasn't feeling well. He whispered while your breath hit his skin. Jungkook's expression softened, his hand continuing to stroke your hair gently. It's okay, love, you don't need to apologize. He looked up at the men around the table, his gaze hardening once more. We'll continue this later. For now, the meeting is adjourned. He dismissed the meeting just because you were here and want him. The men nodded, some exchanging understanding glances, others with a slight edge of confusion. They began to rise from their seats, gathering their papers and murmuring among themselves as they filed out of the room. When they left, Jungkook again spoke in his gentle voice. Tell me what's wrong. You sighed, leaning into his touch. I don't know, I just feel off. My head hurts and I have been nauseous all day. I'm sorry for interrupting. Jungkook shook his head, his thumb tracing soothing circles on your back. You're more important than any meeting. I'm glad you came to me. You broke the hug and looked at him. Where else I can go? Nothing feels better than my boyfriend's embrace. He chuckled and caressed your cheek. Is that so? You smiled and nodded. Yes. See, I started to feel good already. I was missing you. Where were you from the past 2 days? Jungkook's expression softened further, his thumb brushing your cheek gently. I had to handle some urgent business out of town. I didn't want to leave, but it was necessary. You sighed, leaning into his touch. I understand. I just worry about you. He pulled you closer, his eyes locking onto yours with an intensity that made your heart flutter. I worry about you too, but I promise I'll always come back to you. You nodded, feeling the sincerity in his words. I know, it's just hard sometimes. He pressed a gentle kiss on your forehead. I will do anything to make it up for. Tell me what you want. You wanna go home and rest, or a dinner date with you? You spoke before letting him finish. He chuckled and pinched your cheek slightly. Okay, deal. Then how about we include shopping as well? Your face brightened up when you heard that. You hugged him tightly. I love you. You are the best. Jungkook chuckled before hugging you back. I love you too. Now let's go. You broke the hug and got off his lap. Your man would be thinking what kind of girlfriend you have. I disturbed in the middle, right? It seems very important. Jungkook nodded while getting up. It was important, but as I said, nothing is more important than my sweetheart. Shall we go? He said, extending his hand towards you. You smiled and nodded before holding his hand, and then you both walked out of the room. You arrived at the shopping mall, but before that, Jungkook took you for a checkup at hospital because he wanted to make sure you're okay. They said it was just because of tiredness that you were feeling that way and nothing serious. Okay, so what's the first stop? He said, smiling at you. Clothing store. Okay, let's go. He pulled you a little closer to him because other people were passing by and he doesn't want any of them to touch you, even accidentally. A small smile appeared on your lips, seeing his care and love for you. The moment you walked in, the cool air and soft music enveloped you, creating an inviting atmosphere. Jungkook led you to a section filled with elegant dresses. How about this one? He asked, selecting a dress for you while you smiled, admiring his choice. It's beautiful, let me try it on. You took the dress and made your way to the fitting room. As you slipped into the dress, you felt the soft fabric against your skin, the perfect fit making you feel confident and elegant. You stepped out of the fitting room, feeling a bit shy, and found Jungkook waiting eagerly. His eyes widened as he saw you, a broad smile spreading across his face. Wow, you look stunning, Mayan. You did a little twirl, the skirt of the dress flaring out gracefully. You really think so? Jungkook stepped closer, his gaze never leaving yours. I know so, you're absolutely breathtaking. Your cheeks turned even more pink as you felt shy after his compliment. Thank you, I love it. He grinned and handed you a few more dresses he had picked out while you were changing. Try these one too. I want to see you in all of them. You took the dresses and headed back into the fitting room, trying on each one and stepping out to show Jungkook. Each time his reaction was the same, pure admiration and love. After trying on a sleek black dress that hugged your curves perfectly, you stepped out and did a little spin for Jungkook. His eyes lit up and he clapped his hands together. We are definitely getting that one. You look incredible. You giggled and nodded. Alright, this one is a keeper. As you continued to browse, Jungkook picked up a casual yet stylish outfit, jeans and a soft sweater. He was not satisfied with those dresses. He wanted more because he knows you like to shop. What about this? It looks comfy. He took the clothes from him, appreciating his thoughtful choice. I'll try it on. In the fitting room, you slipped into the outfit, the jeans fitting perfectly and the sweater feeling cozy against your skin. When you step out, Jungkook's face lit up with approval. You look so cute and comfortable, he said, walking over to adjust the sweater slightly. Perfect for a lazy day in. You laughed softly. You really know my style, don't you? He winked at you. Of course I do. I love seeing you happy. You spent a little more time picking out a few accessories and other items. Jungkook's attentive and caring nature making the experience all the more enjoyable. As you were selecting a pair of earrings, you noticed a few girls nearby glancing at Jungkook and whispering to each other. You got jealous and your possessive side came out. You walked near him and slipped your arms around him. Jungkook immediately sensed your change in the mood and looked at you. What happened, Mayan? He said, looking at you confused. Nothing, let's go from here. But aren't you going to check all these? You shifted your eyes from those girls to him. No, I'm hungry. Without a second, you dragged him with you outside the store. Okay, slow down. What happened to you suddenly? It's nothing. It's just those girls in the store. They were looking at you and their intentions doesn't look good. Jungkook laughed at your cuteness. Stop laughing, okay? I'm not cracking a joke. I didn't want to make a scene, that's why I came out, or I would have teach them a lesson for looking at someone else's man. You looked clearly pissed while Jungkook pulled you closer. Hey, you have nothing to worry about. You are the only one I care about. They can look all they want, but my heart belongs to you. His words melted your heart. I know that you belongs to me and that's why I take my responsibility seriously. They can't look at you. You understood? He smiled and nodded. Jungkook cupped your face in his hands, his eyes filled with sincerity. And I love that you care so much, but remember, you are the only one for me, always. You smiled. I love you too. Now let's go, I'm hungry. He nodded and grabbed her hand before you both walked towards the food court. After a day filled with shopping, laughter, and sweet moments, you and Jungkook finally came back home. He parked the car and came out before opening the door for you. Careful. Thank you, you said, giving a kiss on his cheek, making him smile a little. A bodyguard came and closed the door. Take all these bags inside. He ordered the bodyguard to take all the shopping bags inside. He then turned towards you. Ready to go inside, love? You smiled and held his hand before you both walked inside. Everyone who works in this mansion gets surprised when they see how much Jungkook has changed since you came into his life. As you came inside, Mrs. Park, an older woman who managed the household, approached. Good evening, Mr. Jungkook. Miss Ryan, how was your day out? It was wonderful, Mrs. Park. Thank you. You replied, still holding Jungkook's hand. Jungkook nodded in agreement. Yes, it was. Could you prepare a light dinner for us, please? Mrs. Park smiled warmly, a knowing look in her eyes. Of course, sir, right away. Then you both walked inside your room. Even though you both are in a relationship, but Jungkook respects your space. He has given a special room to you, although most of the time you are in his room whenever you come. How about a warm bath? He suggested as soon as you both came in the room. You have had a long day and I want you to relax. That sounds wonderful, thank you. He took your hand and led you to the bathroom, turning on the water and adjusting the temperature. As the tub filled, he added your favorite bath salts and bubbles, creating a soothing and fragrant atmosphere. Jungkook turned to you, his eyes filled with love. I'll give you some privacy. Call me if you need anything, okay? You reached out and took his hand, stopping him. Stay with me. His eyes softened and he nodded. Of course, love. He helped you undress, his touch gentle and respectful. Once you were settled in the warm, bubbling water, Jungkook sat on the edge of the tub, his hand resting on your shoulder. Feeling better? He asked, his voice soft. You sighed, leaning back and closing your eyes. Much better. Thank you, Jungkook. He leaned down and kissed your forehead. Good, I'm glad. You looked up at him, your heart swelling with affection. I don't know what I would do without you. You make everything better. Jungkook smiled, his eyes reflecting the depth of his feelings. And you make me want to be better. I love you, Vian. You reached up and cupped his cheek, your thumb brushing lightly over his skin. I love you too, Jungkook, so much. He took your hand in his, holding it tightly. You have brought so much joy and light into my life. I can't imagine a day without you. When I'm away, all I think about is coming back to you. Tears filled at the corner of your eyes as you listened to his heartfelt words. You mean everything to me, Jungkook. I've never felt this way about anyone before. He kissed your hand, his eyes never leaving yours. I promise to always take care of you, to be there for you. No matter what happens, we'll face it together. You smiled through your tears, feeling an overwhelming sense of love and gratitude. I believe you, and I promise to always support you, to stand by your side. We are a team. He leaned down and kissed you deeply, his lips conveying all the emotion words couldn't express. You felt a sense of completeness, knowing that you were truly loved and cherished.